Yep. So
Yeah, so let's see.
I'm setting up the client right now while I have the chance. Let's see.
Set up the client and let's look a bit at the decks that
Yes.
our today's opponents will be playing.
Let's see. So I know Munchies in-game name. I will need to check for Hald. So Munchies, I sent you an invite on Gwent tournament websites. Just type tournaments play Gwent on Google and register in the website, and you should have a notification on top. Hald QQ. Thank you so much, Munchies. Perfect. So I sent the invite to players. Let me also send the link to them so they can accept. So let's see. And let's take Hald. And let me send the link to them. This might make your camera disappear for a second since I'm using Discord for sending the link, but you will be right back. Okay, already done. So I sent the link to the players and we can talk about the decks. Let me open the website. Perfect. Instead of that, I will be seeing the Discord for a second to organize the players. So
Yeah, no worries.
So let me share the Google. Perfect. Fit to screen. Okay, now we're good to go. Let's see the decks for, I think.
Yeah, basically you just let me just send you the link directly for their decks. Both Munchies
I can just open them from here. I find holds. So we can.
Yeah, it's easier to find it from the page. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of going, one by one, the page there has them in a row. First link is Halt, and second one is where is Munchie? Oh, for some reason they wrote her name down as Munchies V.
Oh, that's actually what I was using to for the decks.
Ah, okay, fair enough. So I've sent you both of their links.
So,
As soon as you choose that, yeah, it gets you straight to the name of the player who has been assigned the specific decks. The entire tournament is based on a BO3 format, which is very, very, very good and short. Because the more matches you have, it's better to finish them off quickly. So we kept the whole format at BO3. Sorry about that. And the finals will be at the BO5 format, so it's going to be best out of 5. We do have a winners and losers bracket, so we have basically double chance for everyone in this tournament. You lose in winners bracket, you still have a chance in losers bracket. Yeah, basically that's the idea. That's how we're rolling this, and so far it's been going good. Let's see what Hald will be bringing in the table today.
Let's see. First, I wanted to check the tier. So everyone has 2 tier 1 decks and 1 tier 2 decks, right?
Yes. And we're going to be making a couple revision on a few of those decks between the tiers for the continuation of the tournament.
Perfect. So for Hald, let's see. Let me switch to WeChat again here. Okay. So for Hald, we have 2 syndicates and 1 square tab. First syndicate deck we have is Syndicate Generate. So first of all, let's switch to English to make our lives easier. Perfect. So it's an off the books deck with Shoot Day Off. So can you tell us what is the purpose of this deck?
Basically, this is a Team Viper deck. It's a variation of a Firesworn deck, but of course it has that little twist with Shoop being there. Because you run Shoop with Rune Mage, that means that whatever category from the available ones you choose when you play Shoop, you always get what you want from that category. There's no RNG anymore. So basically, it's Fireswarm with Shoop. That's the whole concept of the deck. There's nothing too special here. We do run Eater and the Operator, so this is gonna be like a spammy deck, of course. But this has been done before. Most of the decks that we have, we're not reinventing the wheel with it. We just try to avoid using as many cards as possible that can be considered too meta, right?
Yes.
But we had to add something that would keep the deck's balance. So we always try to choose between running something that people know with a few things that people don't really know, and it will give them the opportunity to experiment. That was the whole idea behind this. I
mean, Firesworn itself is a fun deck to play, definitely.
It's a swarm deck, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, of course, there is not a specific way you can play this. You can play this in whatever way you want. That's what we want from people. That's how we want people to feel when they're playing these decks. And we don't want them to feel like, I need to do this in order to play this properly. We want people to be flexible. And I've seen that last night with Xanthiax and Danny Rai when I watched them play. They were the way some of the things they did, they adapted to the specific needs of the game they were playing at the moment. They tried to adapt as best as possible. That's how you should play good Gwen.
Yes, I mean, when pro players play these decks, I can see some ways to make it more viable, even if the meme gets screwed up. So
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
This looks like a fun deck. I'm looking forward to watch this. I hope that it will not get banned. Let's see. The other deck we have is Syndicate Townsfolk. So because of the name, I think this is a bit easier to understand what this deck aims to do. So let's switch to exactly English.
Hald got a bit, I don't know if I should say lucky or unlucky. He got 2 Syndicate decks, and to be honest with you, Syndicate is definitely one of the most difficult decks that anyone can play. It does need a lot of thinking through. You need to plan your moves. You need to be aware how much coin do you have. Don't overspend. Pay attention to the tributes, to the fees, to everything. So it is a faction that in general needs a lot of micromanaging. And both of these decks are very, very nice decks, very fun to play decks, but they do need that micromanagement.
Definitely. Townsfolk is a really fun card, and that card actually has been meta for last season with the Syndicate Poison list. But this is definitely a better way to play it, and definitely more funny. So next deck we have is Scoia'tael Armor Me Up, and I have to say this is one of my favorite decks in the tournament. I tried this out and it's so much fun. So
why is it one of your favorite decks? Is it because you genuinely like it, or is it because I made
it? Both reasons. Mostly because you made it. But I mean, this is just so much fun. So From what I understood, basically what you are trying to make is getting as much as armor on two dwarfs possible with Wagenburg, Miners, Tampering, Chariot, and when you play Sienna on Dennis Cranmer, it just makes gigantic points. So
The
I think
idea
this is
here,
the point of
the
this deck.
idea here is to manipulate the Mahagan Marauders and Dennis Cranmer. Because if you do manage to get that armor stacked, you can do a lot of buffs, especially if Sayana is in the play as well. This deck used to be a bit better than it is now, but we had to make a few changes to tone it down a bit because it did have some amazing point generation. We had like consistent games of 120, 130 points. And if you always reach that amount of points, that means that you have a good deck in your hands.
Yes.
So it was kind of inevitable that we needed to make a few changes just to balance the deck a little bit. And we feel it is a good deck. It is a good deck to play in this tournament.
Yeah, I tried this out and this was so much fun. And like you said, if this deck had Brewer or something like that, it would be similar to normal dwarfs, and you could just smoke it. But now it's more complicated, and I like this deck so much.
It was honestly very difficult to find alternative ways to stack up on armor. Simlas and Brewer, hello Diggle, by the way. Simlas and Brewer, there was a reason they were there. They weren't there just for fun. Especially Simlas was used to play like double tempering or double workshop, which used to be included here, just to get that extra armor. We tried to make as much armor as possible. There are not many other ways you can do this. In general, although we are happy with the result, I would say.
Deck is definitely balanced, and but I was still surprised to see this not getting banned. I think this might be Munchies ban option.
In my opinion, I would say this is a 50-50 choice for Munchies. She will either ban something that is very, very makes her feel very uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this, or she's going to do the strategic way of thinking. She's going to be like, okay, it's something I said before, it's Syndicate. Do I ban Syndicate or do I ban ST and I force my opponent to play only with Syndicate decks, which are by far the most difficult to manage. So it's basically a micromanagement choice that Munchies needs to make here. She bans what she's afraid of, or does she ban more strategically? We're gonna see.
Now we can move on to Munchies decks. I see three different factions. Syndicate Collusion Theory, Skellige Flamenca, and Sienna, which sounds really interesting. And you've got Rampant Lockdown. Like the previous one, let's start with Tier 2 deck.
Okay.
So, let's change the language to English. Oh, also welcome, Decode. It's great to see you.
Always great to have the Master Sensei Decode here.
Exactly. So, from what I understand, this deck focuses on basically locking down the opponent and playing Grand Prix with Damien. I think Leto might here tend to change to Damien for double leader. So,
that is one main option, yes.
So if you actually, you can maybe use Damien on lockdown, even maybe if you want to lock down opponent's leader in round 2 and just try to duo. You can try to double your leader with round 3. So it will be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, so basically this, since lockdown was nerfed, people haven't really used it, not a lot. But in this specific version, theoretically, you can go lockdown at least twice, which is very important because you can force for a 2-0, you can force for a very, very difficult bleed. You do have a lot of options. This is a dangerous deck.
Definitely.
It's not the deck that will make a massive amount of points, but it can get you at the point when you least expect it, and that's a very dangerous deck to face in any kind of tournaments or formats.
We also see thinning options with the Ireland soldiers.
Hunting pack
Rampage
is there. Yeah.
We have Tris butterflies for extra thinning, but let me check on players to see how the tournament client is going on, because I see some messages on the channel. I hope everything is going fine. Oh yes, okay, it was about the Team Arthurs, I think. So okay, we are safe. So like as I said, there is so much thinning, hunting pack, Rampage gang, the Ireland soldiers. We have Roderick, we have Tris butterflies for extra consistency. Maybe Asire can put like Damien Bratan's back, which can be massive. Maybe even Wilgefortz. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this deck will go, because it might be hard to pilot. Let's see how Munchies will handle it.
It is definitely not an easy deck to play, because the options you have, it's very flexible deck. It allows you to adapt to different situations, but you need to make plans. Definitely not an easy to play deck, but it's also a very powerful option.
Okay, I see that they made the bands. So for Munchies bands, Dwarfs, and Hald band, Syndicate Line Pockets, which was the deck that we didn't talk about yet.
Okay, fair enough. If they're about to start, we can just finish with Flaminica and Sienna. We don't talk about the collusion theory.
Yes.
We can leave that for some other time.
Yes.
To save on time, yeah.
We can just take a quick look at this. So this is, I think, basically Flaminica. You have Seagull option, which was new with Black Sun update. So you have Purifies, you have Sienna for double Flaminica, obviously, and this might just go crazy. I will be really interested to see this. I like Flaminica card at all. I like Flaminica decks, and with Sienna, I think it's gonna be massive.
The main goal here is just to play your cards, make a lot of bits, put them inside that graveyard, make them survive.
Yes.
And use your Flaminica to get those points, or as a secondary target, Axel 3 Eyes. Which it does make points. It is an interesting deck, and it's gonna be fun to see how Munchies will use it in this tournament, especially now that we know that she's gonna be facing 2 Syndicate decks.
Yes, 2 Syndicate. Okay, so players are ready. I was talking to them. I think also I'm showing my what's it called, dashboard. I wasn't aware of that. Anyways, let's. Okay. I got so distracted while talking with players about the things. But anyways,
it's okay, man.
So okay, we can start. Let me start the tournament clients.
Who has blue coin?
So we are going with Team Artuza tool, right?
So I would say because I tried it last night, put both our windows on top left and top right.
Top left and top right.
Not really top left, but just a little bit below that. So that's the best place to place our images without interrupting what the viewers are saying.
So you think the current one is good? Because I don't want to, since Hald is also going to play Syndicate, I don't want to block the coins.
Okay, just let it start then and we see. Just
Hald
let it start and
Hald is on
see.
red coin, Munchies is on blue coin.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Okay, what were you saying about two cameras?
Just let the game start and we see. We see how we're gonna set this up. Don't worry about it.
So Munchies is on blue. Let me check again. Yes. So if I wasn't the caster and I was biased by this, I would say good luck to Munchies, but since I'm the caster, I will not, because I need to be neutral about this game.
Yes. We know you're neutral, Artem.
So,
Fair enough.
let's double check everything. Add spectator, which is myself, and start this round.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Now all we need to do is waiting for the game.
Okay. Well, good luck to both of the
Yes.
competitors, both to Hald and to Munchies. Let's hope we're gonna see at least 3 games. Best of 3. No, I don't want to see it 2-0 here. I want to see like 3 games, so we're gonna be able to enjoy this. Best of luck to both of them, and let's see what they do.
And tournament client is actually behaving and not letting us down. I love to see this.
Yeah, I was surprised last night. It was performing flawlessly for everyone.
Yes.
I just made a small mistake, and I kind of let the players wait for 5 minutes before actually starting the tournament. But yeah, it's okay.
Let's hope
Mistakes
it
happen.
goes same for all the tournaments, because if the client is having a bad day, it's actually one of the most annoying things you can face in the world. But let's hope that client is in a good day today. Now players are in, I believe. When they accept and click ready, we should be good to go. I'm really excited. Let's see how it goes. Casting is what I love most about Gwent, and our game is starting. Let's go. Let's go. Hald versus Munchies. Munchies took her battle trance deck on blue coin, and Hald is playing off the books.
Okay.
I believe this was the Swarm deck. Yes, we see both hands. And I feel like I need to change our positions, maybe make ourselves a bit smaller. Maybe I can also move myself to bottom part, so I will not block anything.
Yeah, it's just a matter of where you put the windows and try to make them just a bit smaller.
Yes.
It's up to you, man.
I think this is fine, because since Syndicate will always be played, I think left part is not the best to put myself in, because there will always be coins to see.
You can put that on top of the leader or something. It's the same thing. Anyway, just fix it where you want.
Let's see.
And let's go.
This is also Pelcon. Welcome. Welcome, and thank you for your efforts on this beautiful tournament. So Munchies...
Pelduchon in the chat.
Yes. Munchies started with Crow Messengers as expected, used Stratagem, and discarded Little Hauptfrey. She already has Scenario, Flaminica, Melusine, and Axel in hand, with Seagulls for the setup, also Crow Mother.
This is a very, very good hand
Yes.
for Munchies, especially with that scenario. She can really push the round if she wishes to. This is gonna be difficult for how to follow, I think. But let's see what they do.
We see the operator on Fallen Knight play from Hald as expected. Fallen Knights are maybe the best bronze engines in the world, in the game. So we see Melusine plate as expected to get that carryover early.
I would say that Fallen Knights, if allowed to just go on, it's gonna be very strong.
Yes.
Engine that on board can be very dangerous. Still, I feel like Munchies is gonna be able to bully Hald here, but let's see if I'm right or wrong.
So run control is also important for Munchies, I believe, because when if she screws up the Flaminica, this might be a problem.
Yes, and this is a single Melusine. This deck used to have Fugusha in, and we kind of removed it because we felt like it was making the deck a bit too strong. So we removed that. And basically, you didn't even need to go with double Melusine. You just went double Flaminica. That was it.
Also, Dubs actually pointed out a great fact. Munchies can also trigger Fallen Knight. And also I think I
Yes.
should update the stream title. Munchies versus Hald CCG game. Perfect. Now also Elke, welcome. Ciao.
Good evening, bro.
Now Munchies passed at 7 cards. We see 2 slice at Chris on board.
Okay, Hald decided to commit his magic travel. He's going in here. He's not gonna give up the round very easily. I'm not sure if this is gonna be
Goes for the northern
too
rounds.
good for him for later on, but we'll see. And Munchies already passed, so let's see what he does. He commits
So
the
none
Wound
of these
Mage.
option catches up for Holt. Goes for the Blue Stripe Scout for, I think, spawning. Maybe Fallen Knight makes more sense. Let's see. He spawned another Fallen Knight in deck, I believe. Yes. So, and Knickers comes out. Knickers comes out, and now Holt cannot pass. This is so much fun. Munchies were 1 point short, but then Knickers decided to come out, and well done, Munchies. Well done.
This is something sometimes that the RNG decides to be nope.
Yes.
I'm not allowing you to do what you want.
But honestly, I don't
maybe-
think this is a bad thing for Holt, because basically, if you are gonna pass out 4 cards and going for a long round 3, I think Holt is definitely more favored in a long round 3 with Swarm, especially with Fallen Knights. So I don't think this is actually bad for Holt. It doesn't matter that much.
I agree with you. I think it's not gonna be that important, but we will see. That
But-
magic travel committed in round 1.
What worries me for Holt is in a long run 3 you are definitely overswarming, especially with Idaran. I mean,
Yes.
Firesworn deck is already tend to overswarm, and with Idaran that might go crazy. So I expect for Holt to play until 7 and pass.
I would say that here might be also a good opportunity for Holt to bleed a little bit. I think he can. It's gonna be a weird bleed, but he can bleed. Let's see what he decides to do. Maybe he goes for the 7 and just stops.
Maybe he might want to shorten round 3 not to overswarm, but if he does that, Munchies will also have time to set up his graveyard for Beast, because she actually didn't have that much setup for graveyard in first round.
No, and she still holds on to that scenario. That scenario is going to be lots of points,
Definitely.
especially if you combine it with the leader as well. The bonded value from the priestess is going to be very, very intense point production for Munchies when she chooses to go with that scenario.
Holt didn't even play until 7 cards. Maybe he could play Sea Jackal or Congratulation, but he didn't want to commit any of that, I guess. So just passed at 8 cards. We see Chromoder setup being played for more beast in graveyards. Also in deck we see Sienna, Siegfried. Just maybe we can expect the Siegfried from Royal Decree this turn. I think she is going for it. Yes. So all of these are purified, and Chromoder is also set it up in graveyard now. This is gonna be interesting. Hald will try not to overswarm, and Munchies has a decent graveyard setup now. Even if she can't resurrect that Melusine, I think she is in a good spot right now. I think both sides are in a good spot if Hald manages not to overswarm, and let's see, it will definitely be interesting. So we see the Equinox being mulliganed by Munchies. It's Purify doesn't matter now. See, Jackal
This is gonna be an interesting round 3. I see that Munchies already has most of the cards she will need, and she already think to a point like she doesn't really. There's no
Yes.
chance she's not gonna get what she needs.
Yes.
For Hald though, okay, there's Veritas as well. I'm sorry, I'm just lagging a bit behind because I'm watching the
Oh yeah, that's
stream
my
from your
mistake
stream.
actually. Maybe I should.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can sort it out later. Hald here has a chance of heal, but I think he definitely needs to think about the ordering of the cards that he's gonna drop down.
Yes.
When he's gonna drop like Helmfort, when he's gonna drop his Fallen Knights, and Edoran, especially Edoran.
And an offensive verification from Holt into that scenario.
Mhm. Yep, exactly.
So also, actually, Hold is not the only side that can overswarm here with this seagulls on graveyards. Range draw is actually can be cloaked, and maybe Axel might not be able to play. So Munchies also needs to look out for that. We see the druid being played here. Let's see, Hold might try to set up his Fallen Knights here. Also, we see Excommunication, an interesting card. This is gonna be interesting match. Both sides didn't use their leaders yet.
They are trying to play a bit carefully. That loss of the scenario there might hurt Munchies. Still, though, she can get the points because she will get the bonded value there from the priestesses. That's gonna be a lot of points.
Also, we see Hold missing the Shoop's day off, which might be a bit annoying for him.
He did play Room Mage in round 1, so that's quite a lot of RNG there that unfortunately is going missing for them.
Let's see, and welcome everyone. Welcome Rodriguez. Great to see everyone here. So,
Okay.
on Aeromancy option is likely to be Crow's Eye Rizom, I believe, for Munchies. We also already have 2 alchemy cards in hand. And that Edoran is that. As expected, range drop is getting some beasts on it. Without Edoran, at least we know that Holt will not overswarm, but maybe Edoran was also his chance to win, so this is not looking exactly great for him.
Yep. The way that the Flaminica deck was built, it doesn't have a lot of control options, but that decoction there may have won the game for Munchies.
Yes, the decoction might be the best control you can get, because in a meme tournament the card that you want to control will be Sayana or more likely to be Idaran. So when you can deal 6 damage to anything, it might be the all control you need actually.
Oh, that was a great offensive way to play their leader. Munchies did very well there getting rid of that Hemmelfart. She used offensively the leader. I love using offensively the leader when nobody's expecting me to.
Yes.
That was a great play from her.
Offensive Mardroms are something I'm a huge fan of. Also, Holt can find his Shoop's Day off here, and he goes for it. So let's see what he goes for. Option for Knight. He goes for Hunter, and from Hunter I think play a random card from your deck, and it's being Eternal Fire Disciple. I think it's a pretty good find with all the Fallen Knights. Fallen Knights are likely to go crazy right now. Also, I'm expecting to see that Roderick being played soon.
He needs to get that value on his engines. His engines are the only things that are going to save Hald right now.
Yes, and another offensive Mardrome from Munchies to kill the Disciple. Delay is probably a problem for you, so we need to fix that after this game.
Yeah, just stream it for me on Discord on your side and we're going to be okay. I forgot to tell you. Actually, it's kind of my fault.
Yeah, I should
That's
think
how
of
we
that.
did it with Melissa. That's how we did it with Melissa last night when we were casting the other game,
Yeah,
and it
I
worked
should think of
perfectly.
that.
So,
It's my fault. But
shush. Let's continue. It's nobody's fault. Um,
what makes me think is that Munchies kill the unit, so Seagulls are out. That's a bit decreased value for Flamnica. But maybe she
um,
decides to go for Axel with Sienna instead of Flamnica.
I would say the beast there will give a proper 10 points from there, but with the Sienna it's double that, and Axel probably might be a bit more. This is why with this deck you definitely need to win round one and commit in round two, bleed in round two. So that will help you to get as many beasts and set up your graveyard for a very, very short. You don't care if you're a card down or maybe even two cards down. Um, you go in a very short round three, having Axel Eyes and having Flaminica and Sienna in hand. That's how your combo will be, and that's how you will beat your opponent.
It's actually really balanced in graveyard and field for Munchies. She has 10 beasts on board and 11 on graveyard. So with Sienna, Flaminica will play for 25 points. Let's see.
I'm not sure what Hald is actually thinking. He might do that. Because his coin generation there, he does have coins, but I'm not sure how he's gonna deal with it.
Now he has a spender in deck, Sea Jackal. If he finds it with Vivaldi Bank, I think coin problem will be solved for him. But so far it's not looking really well. He might not be able to control Sienna. I don't see any options for that. So Flaminica will play for 26 points. Munchies will make around 110. And I believe it will be hard for Hald to catch up with her right now. Actually, maybe with coins it's possible, but the problem here is he clogged his front row. Now he can't click on Roderick.
Yes, that is true. I would say that in decks like this, you always when you know that you're gonna be playing an opponent who has such a big combo, you try to bleed out their options early. So maybe it would be a good idea for Hald to commit a few cards in round two just to try and get something out of Munchies.
Coins were not gonna be enough. Munchies wins the first game against Hald. 104 to 82. First of all, congrats to Munchies for the first game. And before moving on to next game, let me fix the Discord thing.
Yeah, no
so
problem.
First, let me share the screen, and after that, I will need to change your camera on stream again, because basically your location on. Oh, actually no. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Everything is going fine. Congrats to both player force for the first game. And we can move on to second one. It was a funny matchup. Maybe the Knickers coming out in the first round screwed it up for Hald. And also
yeah, that was a very unlucky moment for him. It could have been avoided at RNG. Well, you can't control RNG sometimes.
yes.
I would say though that Hald could have gone a card or two there, even just managed to stay like one card down. It would probably be best, because Munchies had all her engines ready to go in round three, and that was something that was just basically not easy for Hald to control at all. And it kind of cost him the game there. The difference wouldn't be that strong. From the off-the-books leader will probably get quite a few more points. It would be around probably 20 or 15 points difference, which is not small, but it wasn't that big either. So,
And also with Idaron, Idaron was killed and Hald still overswarmed so much. I mean, I think he used the board space just enough, so maybe actually Idaron being that was better for Hald. So let's see the next matchup. Munchies is gonna play with Lockdown Renfrey. and she will be on red coin, which might be interesting since Hald will have the option to use all leader in first round.
I would expect that Hald will probably go for that Renfrey ban, because there are a lot of people out there who are still afraid Renfrey decks, and for good reasons. Even after the nerf, Renfrey is a very, very good card to use in virtually any deck. Very versatile, very flexible, can get you those extra points that will get you out of a very bad spot. Well, let's see how Munchies will play this.
It will be interesting to watch. I hope there is nothing problem with the client, so let me check Discord from my phone.
They're talking about a re-invite.
Re-invite is not something we can do. Let me. Okay, okay, I will just restart it.
Hey, we said something good about the Gwen tournament, client, and it,
Yes.
and it went Pebega on us.
That's how it usually goes. So basically what I'm gonna do is, can I do that?
Okay, it seems that it's starting.
Okay, so there is a chance coins might be wrong now. I told them to forfeit if that happens, so we can just move on to next game.
Okay.
Oof. Let's see. Let's see, Munchies should be on red and Hald should be on blue. Let's see if the coins are right or wrong. It's actually right. Thank God. Okay.
Okay.
I was
So
worried
we're
for a
gonna be
second.
watching. We're gonna be watching game 2 of the series. Munchies is winning 1-0. Let's see if Hald can actually turn this around against Lockdown.
Bonanito, welcome. And yeah, actually you can mod if you want to. You can just add score emote. Not emote, score command. That might be helpful. For now it's 1-0 for Munchies. Let's see, so Munchies is playing Lockdown on red coin against...
Oh, and Hald got a bit unlucky there, and he drew into the Redanian there. Ooh, that in hand, that's not good.
So this matchup is Lockdown against Townsfolk. Munchies will try to lock down, obviously, and try to use her run free multiple times with Damien. Maybe even she will try to use lockdown with Damien a couple times. And meanwhile, Hald will try to generate coins with Townsfolk on board with line pockets.
The ability that Lockdown provides here, especially since Munchies knows she can kind of abuse this specific leader now. I think if she plays smart and pushes for a nice little round 2 complete, if she wins round 1 and uses Lockdown there, that's gonna make Hald very, very uncomfortable.
So the option might be, it could be if she found Damien. Maybe you lock down first turn, then play Damien, then play Leto to have the option again. But that might be really, really tricky. So I think it's better not to use.
It will, yeah.
So we are seeing the cleric being played. And also there is a flying Redanian in hand that can be fixed with 3 Sparrowflies, and we just see that ultimate thinning with Direland soldiers.
Oh yeah, she's there. I didn't notice her. Okay. So that's a good thing because he will need that Redanian in deck in order to make his make something thinning at least. He does have the casino bouncers as well for the extra thinning.
Yes.
Let's see what he gets now with the butterfly.
Redanian is in the
Igor.
deck, and we have Igor.
Igor is out. Okay.
Probably for tax collector spam or something. So we see Viper Witcher Adept for 1 point per turn by Munchies. The thinning goes for Hald. Now, there is 2 options for thinning in Munchies hand, which one is Hunting Pack and the other one is Ramfree's Gang. Also, she might want to use one of them to make this engine on again, since there is equal cards in both of the decks. Viper Witcher Adept is not an active engine right now, so she needs to use one thinning card to make the Adept active again. But she went for the Emissary instead to boost the soldier.
And there goes the Redanian, flying Redanian on board, with a full pouch of 9 coins, full leader.
That's a pretty nice infiltrator to kill the disciple.
Yes, it was.
And she stays just ahead. Let's see, she is ahead on red coin here. Hald might need to lose on even here, because she has tempo with Ramfree's Gang, Hunting Pack, Prudent Mage. She has a really playable hand for round 1. And
Okay.
she goes for the Hunting Pack.
I think Holt here knows that he needs to win round 1. He really needs to do that. But he's gonna pass. Oh boy.
I think she was scared of Munchies tempo, and I think he was actually right, because if he keeps playing here, he will just lose on even. So he didn't want to lose the advantage, I believe. So even if Hald needs to win round 1, maybe that was the best decision in current situation.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably yes. With the hands he had in heart, maybe that professor could go down before he decided to pass.
So we see Sergeant being mulligan, since it doesn't do anything when you don't lose a round. Maybe that means that Munchies will go for a push here. She finds Sire. Not any good options in graveyard for her.
In all honesty, he missed that Damien there, so that's not bad. But he can get him out if he wishes to with hold on. Is there a way for him to get what he wants?
So Hald is...
Oh, we'll see.
Round control for Hald is lost here, so maybe Munchies will just try to bleed to get the combo out, and then she will have her combo safe for round 3.
That would be a good idea, I feel.
Let's see how it goes here. And lockdown gets played. Let's see what is maybe Vigo.
It all made sense. That Munchies will commit the lockdown here. She is gonna bleed, and she's gonna bleed hard. Try to take away most of the options from Hald for round 3.
We could see a triple Ramfree's Gang if she didn't play it in the first round. Goes for the Shady Vendor from... And sadly she can use it, since it's tribute 4.
Still got the coins though.
Yes. So the problem with Munchies is that she doesn't have a single good option for a Sire. So that card just plays for 6 points this turn. Maybe she can use it for clogging. Maybe. It might make sense if she's bleeding here. You can just get the combo out and also clog opponent while doing that to mess up with their consistency. But this is a really tricky hand. She is ahead. Maybe she wants to pass, not to lose a card here. Oh wait, it's Hald turn. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So I believe this is Brotans. Yes. Brotans goes
Brothels
for
is going on board.
probably for Shady Vendor, and Tribute will trigger this time. Let's see. Assault, Shakedown, and the other I didn't see what it was, and we see the card being deleted.
22-6. That is a very, very good gap.
Yes.
But Hald is 2 cards up, so that's not a gap that can.
And
be
Igor
full.
is out. That's a pretty big piece of the puzzle, and now it's gone.
Yes.
Igor was really useful for spamming tax collectors, and
Oh, and the Vilke Force. Ooh.
I can say Munchies is in a pretty good spot right now.
Hald is not in a very good spot.
Tax
right
collector is also down right now. Yeah, Hald is definitely
Yeah,
struggling right now.
He's definitely not in a good position here. He needs some
I mean,
options.
I might be mistaken, but if Munchies pushes here, maybe that might even be a 2-0.
Yes,
Because I mean,
that-
Professor plays for 10. This can maximum play for 5.
yeah. That's
She
what I
also
was saying.
finds double assimilate proc.
That's why I said, as weird as it looked, Hald needed to win that round because of the lockdown leader, not because of the draws from Munchies, because of the lockdown leader. Because if Munchies decided to bleed, that lockdown would take away his leader and will make things even more uncomfortable.
So okay, basically I don't think Holt can make. Maybe he can. Okay, I'm not. So this plays for 10 with coin. Maybe he can make enough points.
That Slice Seductress is there as a small engine running in the background. I'm not sure.
Maybe that pass wasn't really great. She wanted to keep the card advantage probably, but
Munchies is playing safe here. Munchies is playing totally safe. She knows that Hald will need to commit both of his cards in order to catch up, possibly catch up. So she just plays it safe, and she's like, okay, you do your thing. I'm gonna
and
try
actually
to
she blitzed the townsfolk, and that's all she needed actually. There is
Yeah.
only one more townsfolk left. Wait, there's not any more townsfolk left in deck. I didn't even realize. Okay, this is basically a disaster for Holt, but he finds a scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe that changes things, but he doesn't have.
The problem with, I would say, the problem with that scenario is you need to set it up.
Also,
properly in
there is
order
no way
get
to
it
proc
full
this
value.
scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically like 4 points for now.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Munchies doesn't have the best hand. Well, Tris Butterflies can fix that, but she somehow missed Renfrey and Damien, both. But Tris Butterflies can fix that, and I can say Renfrey herself wins this game regardless. I don't want to speak too early, but also this scenario will not proc anytime.
No, you need to set that up properly in order to reduce the horde.
So this
if you
is-
reduce the horde, that scenario is amazing. But without setting up your board appropriately, it's a very underpowered scenario, I would say.
So Renfrey also wins the game herself here. Scenario will not proc. Shady Vendor is the only way Hold makes points here. Also, I mean, this bronze just plays for 10 point itself. Let's also talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
That bronze sergeant will play for 10 points since Munchies lost a round. Ramfrey is
Very
being
close
played,
to
and
Ramfrey.
let's see the options.
Mhm.
I think all of these wins the game anyways, but maybe destroy an enemy with 8 or less power is the best one. 6 damage whenever you pass 4 points. Yeah, these are the options. Cooldown 8 is obviously not on the table. This Chastity is also not on table, I would think. She went for destroy an 8 and deal 6 damage, and this is a board wipe. And I think we can say that's GG for both sides. Congrats on Munchies on winning.
Unless he gets a good spender, nah, you don't get a spender from that. It's just crimes.
Yep, GG to both sides. It was definitely fun to watch.
Well, Munchies actually manages for the 2-0, and I'm kind of disappointed here because I wanted to see 3 games.
Yes.
GG from both. I would say that here Munchies was very, very strategic in her decisions. First, taking away the Scoia'tael option from Hald and leaving him both Syndicate decks, which are kind of more difficult to deal with. The Dwarf deck is indeed a bit more straightforward into what you have to do in order to get your points.
Okay, so this is an invalid thing.
Yeah. So I would say it was also very, very good. The game management that Munchies did between the 2 games was also she controlled the game the way she wanted.
I think she played perfectly. I'm not saying this just because she's my teammate. I think she really played perfectly. In first game, Knickers maybe determined the game with coming out at the wrong time for Hald. But I don't know if that would matter. But also in first game, Hald didn't have the best draws. In second game, that wasn't just a brilliant bleed from Munchies. It was perfect, and in a short round 3 with Ramfrey, it was almost impossible for Mr. Hald to win. So congrats to both sides. That was really fun to cast. And GG.
I was very, very happy to see this game. I think Munchies will do well in this tournament. Of course, Hald, don't get disappointed, buddy. You still got one more chance. Good luck to both of you in the near future and your next matches. Keep in mind that you will have more decks to play around with. So good luck with your next games, and we'll see more games from both of you.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Hald didn't have that much option this tonight. Bad draws, a perfect bleed from his opponent. But yes, congrats to Munchies for moving on, and good luck to Mr. Hald for the rest of the tournament. And